Hey folks, this is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 24th, presented by Mercury. Hey, we've got some guest appearances this week. We've got Josh Herron, we've got our Tom Ott, and then we've got a special guest talking about Neely Henry with the Bassmaster Opens here in town, right here on Neely Henry. So stay tuned, watch our videos right here. You'll get the good information from the... Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 24th. We're going to head down to Logan Martin right now with our friend Josh Herron. Josh, tell us what's going on down there.
Man, over the past few weeks, water's really been cooling down and fishing seemed to get better. This week it's kind of hit a little stalemate. Water's starting to warm back up a little bit. And, fishing's not great right now, but there's still fish to be caught. The problem is the river's full of this tiny bait, and it's making things a little bit more difficult right now.
It seems like the whole system's kind of full of those little, 1 3/4 to 2 1/4 inch shad. What kind of ways do you recommend people find fish at Logan Martin on that kind of a pattern?
Man, little bitty spinnerbaits do good. Scroungers, anything that you can move kind of relatively quickly. It doesn't seem like a sit down and grind it out anywhere thing right now. Fish are just really opportunistic. So any kind of little moving bait, little jerk bait, scrounger, spinnerbait, buzz bait, doesn't really matter. Just keep trolling motor on about halfway and just really kind of cover some ground because fish aren't staying anywhere long right now.
So it's a follow the bait kind of deal. So you can't even tell me if they're going to be in the grass or if they're going to be on the points, and that's kind of the way fall fishing goes.
It is 100% junk fishing right now, but like I said, it's a fun time of year to fish. It gives you the opportunity when you run into them, you can catch a lot of them, but you just got to cover a lot of ground.
All right, let's turn our attention to Lay Lake. If we're going to put a boat in the water over there, is it going to be the same kind of a deal, or you're going to have to kind of do things a little bit differently at Lay?
Largemouth fishing at Lay, it's dictated by grass 90% of the year. Now is no different. But the only problem now is you've got, like I said, same deal. You got a lot of fish out of the grass chasing bait. One of the cool things you can do this time of year at Lay that really doesn't show out the rest of the year is you can really target spotted bass on the lower end of the lake. Jerk baits, same kind of deal, but they get more on vertical structure, bluff ends, walls, any of those little natural sections that taper from the river into a creek. They're really good ambush points for fish that are chasing bait this time of year.
Yeah, and it's always a fun kind of fishing because you get to move a lot and you get to cover a ton of water. The bite is very, very active. You get to feel almost every single one of them that bites or see the line jump, and that always makes it a lot of fun. So if you could only do one thing down there right now, what would it be?
Dude, I'm a grass fisherman by heart, but dude, I love throwing a jerk bait. It's something we don't get to do in the South a whole lot, and this is kind of the time of year it really shines. And spotted bass they're suckers for it, so it's one of my favorite things to do this time of year.
Well, Josh, as always, man, we appreciate the time with you. We know you're having fun breaking in your new boat, but thanks for spending some time with us on our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report presented by Mercury.
Thanks, guys.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan from Bucks Island presented by Mercury. Hey, we're going to head up to Guntersville with our good friend Tom Ott. Tom, you've been breaking in a Mercury engine up there this week, haven't you?
I sure have, Dano. Boy, I tell you what, that thing is just incredible. Broke it in on Saturday, tried to get out, do a little fishing on Sunday. So hopefully we got a little something going on for this week. So.
Well, I know you've seen pretty much the whole lake, probably multiple times, putting some hours on that Pro XS. So what are you seeing out there from the fishing? What kind of things can anglers expect if they want to hit the water up there on that big water?
Well, I'll tell you what, Dano, we're really starting to see a lot of schooling activity. So, I caught a lot of fish on an A-rig, using some small baits, your small finesse worms, spinner baits, really concentrating on those outside grass edges around humps, that kind of thing, following the bait. But I will say this, to catch the good fish, really get the quality. The numbers are there, but you're going to just have to put that pole motor down and go. There's some real quality fish that are coming off the flipping bite. Frog bite is still, it's there. It isn't super strong, but, that could just blow apart at any moment. So definitely start to see some quality or quantity, and there is quality spattered in there. So.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun, but you're having to scale down a little bit. The shad gets a little small this time of the year. I'm sure that the heat that we had a little cold snap that started to turn things around. Now we've got some heat going on that's kind of probably making things a little bit more difficult. Is that what you're kind of seeing out there, or are fish going to still continue?
Absolutely. The morning bite seems to be really good. The evening bites, just as good. But during the middle of the day, we're not seeing a lot of water movement. We haven't had a lot of wind. If we get that cold snap next week, I definitely think that's going to really smack things into wide open on Guntersville.
So let's turn around the crappie a little bit. We've got just a little bit of time here left on our report. I know we've talked about causeways, bridges, those kinds of things, maybe some outside ends of the docks. Are we starting to see an artificial bite, or is it still going to be the live bait bite?
There are some fish out there to be had on that dig. So they're definitely starting to move in, get to those causeways, to the riprap edges, those kind of things. But we're still seeing them out there in that 15 to 20 foot range. But the artificial baits are starting to pick up some crappie and some nice ones as well.
Well, Tom, that sounds good. We'll have to get away with that new motor of yours. Put some more time on that Mercury. Thanks for spending some time with us here today about talking about Lake Guntersville.
I'm telling you, well, I appreciate it, Dano. Thanks much. And I'll be out there this weekend hitting it again.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 24th. And we got a guest in town for the Bassmaster Open here at Neely Henry. Brandon Palaniuk, Skeeter Yamaha Pro, and everything good guy, too. Bassmaster Elite Series wins this year. Brandon, tell us what's going on at Neely Henry today.
Neely Henry is a little tough. Today was the first day of our event, and it's interesting out there. The water flow is not really kicked in yet. They haven't fully started dropping it, and so you get a couple generators midday. So if you want the current, if you want to fish the current, go further up the river. It's going to kick in a lot sooner. It takes a couple hours to get down there mid-lake around right inside Gadsden. And a lot of the fish are still shallow. They're spread out. You've got some off the bank, some right up there shallow, but these fish, they like to get super shallow. I caught pretty much all my fish today on a buzzbait and a square bill. And I mean, some of those buzzbait fish, you're talking 8 to 12 inches of water. So don't be afraid to get up there, jack your old trucks up, and get up there in the dirt.
So if you were going to, come in here, you've obviously started to be able to dial things in. What area of the lake would you suggest that they target?
I think you can target any part of the lake. You're just going to have to adjust your techniques for where you're fishing. Up the river is a lot more current oriented. You're looking for back eddies, channel swings, laydowns, things like that. As you get kind of mid-lake, that's the section I've really been keying in on. You're going to see a lot more of that water willow, and it's growing further off the bank. And I've really been keying in on those places where it kind of flattens out, where those fish can move on those shallow flats. And that's really seems to be where a little bit bigger fish are at right now. And when I say bigger, I'm talking
2-pounders.
2 to 2.5, 3-pounders are pretty good ones right now.
So what do you think it's going to take for see this lake kind of kick in a little bit better right now? Is it just the weather going to change a little bit?
Yeah, I think we need a cold front. We need like a good solid cold front, not like a night where it gets cold and then gets hot again. We're still seeing 80s for the highs, and we really need to get that water temp down there into the kind of low to mid 60s consistently, and then that's when you're going to see this lake turn on.
Well, Brandon, obviously we really appreciate you coming by, seeing us here at Bucks Island. We wish you luck in the rest of the tournament, and thanks for being upfront and honest with our listeners. They love to be able to fish. That's one of the best guys around, people-wise, and one of the best fishermen in the planet, and grateful to have him stop by today and give us his knowledge. Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks for everything as always.
Yeah, appreciate it. Now I got to go pick me a new boat.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 24th, presented by Mercury. Hey, tune in the rest of the day for Fish Fest, live here on Virtual Fish Fest here at Bucks Island with Matt Herron, Scott Canterbury, Justin Elliott on electronics. And then tomorrow we've got live on the water with Coley in his Hobie. We got Tracy Robinson, and we're going to have Wes Logan out there teach you how to catch some fish on Neely Henry with tactics you can use everywhere else. And don't forget to like the page, hit the subscribe button, and make sure to follow us as we're doing everything that we do here at Bucks Island. But thanks again for tuning in for this week, and we will see you next week.